Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Um, just came back from a concert at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles. It was a pretty crazy vibe. It was nice. It was a nice break. It was very windy today. The wind knocked I came home, the wind knocked down my neighbor's tree. So it's a bit chilly and dry and the wind was crazy. Um, so that's that. So today what we're going to be talking about is managing your money after you quit your job. Now, one thing that I've noticed that happened with the Great Resignation is that keeping up with the Joneses went out the window. And what I mean by that is that social media kind of ruined everything for us. Um, we no longer we no longer have the desire to get certain things because someone has already gotten it and they shared it online, and now having those things is not a lure anymore. I remember seeing videos of these huge mega mansions, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, that's a 50, $60 million mansion. It looks pretty lonely. It looks pretty bad. Why do you need so much space? Um, and I cannot imagine myself living in that mansion. Now, if someone gave me a mansion or if I had the money, would I live in one of those mansions? Of course I would. The mansions that I like the most are actually in Colorado. They have some of the nicest looking mansions that I have seen. Not necessarily the best location, but as far as aesthetics and beauty, I think the mansions in Colorado are probably the best looking mansions. Second probably is Florida, and then third would be California, Los Angeles. Uh, so there's that. Um, People back in the day, they would want a new car for the niceness of it or for the luxury. But now, since everybody is posting their brand new cars online, supercars, Ferraris, Bugattis, stuff like that, you notice that they kind of ruin the surprise of it. So now, even if you get a Ferrari, the whole world knows that this one person already has a Ferrari. So there are just so many different types of Ferraris that it's not even special to own a Ferrari or a Tesla. There's a lot of people that have Teslas, right? And people wanted to get one. But so many people already have Teslas, it kind of killed the Tesla thing. So this whole keeping up with the Jones thing is now we don't really give a crap about those things anymore. So there is not the temptation to work to keep up with the Joneses. It's almost like you saying to the Joneses, you can have the Ferrari. You can have the white picket fence. You can have that big mansion. I don't want that. I don't want that anymore. Um, it's because there's nothing new anymore. There's no surprises. Yeah, the Joneses got their stuff. It's not alluring anymore. Luxury cars, big mansions are not alluring, especially when when some mansions kind of feel like libraries or like other things like that. So, um, managing your money is very important after you quit your job because you start to realize that you know what, you could live without so much stuff. In reality, we need very little to live. Um, would it be nice to live with some of the luxuries? Yes, of course, it'll always be nice to have things, but when it comes down to things, especially in Los Angeles, there is so much wealth. All these books that you see behind me, they're I got them for absolutely free because they just threw them in the trash and by my work. And one of the books I'm reading right now is called The Wealth of Nations. All these books are good titles like David Copperfield, Les Miserables, The Origin of Species. I was reading Plato's The Republic. It seems like it says The Count of Monte Cristo, War and Peace. These are all really good. There's the Theory of Leisure Class, Robinson Crusoe, Treasure Island, East of Eden, the Nico whatever thing, Netzeshk. These are all good books. I wanted to read this one, The Wealth of Nations, because it talks about capitalism and all that junk. Um, it's a good read so far. There's nothing in that book that I don't know already. It's a completely obvious book about capitalism, and a lot of it has not changed. What it doesn't talk about in that book is hype culture, which is shaping